it going, everybody? C-RadTV back with another video. So, of course, it's time for the Week 7 preview. Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Detroit comes home to play host for yet another division rivalry game. This time against the Vikings in Minnesota. So, entering this game, the Vikings are 3-2. Lions are 2-1. So yeah, this is a big division game for more to get up high in the standings. So of course, the point spread, the line. It's actually a pick-em line. There's no favorite at the moment. You know, that can obviously change in the coming days, you know, with injury reports coming out and whatnot. So yeah, overall though, Vikings, they lead the all-time head-to-head series on the line, 74-39-2. Yes, there have been 2 ties. Let's move on. Of course, the Vikings, they've won 3 straight on the lines. They swept the head-to-head series against Detroit last year. Vikings, they're 1-2 on the road, and Detroit's 1-1 at home. Of course, the Vikings, fun fact, both of the Vikings' losses have been on the road, and they have both been against division opponents. Like, the Vikings' losses came in Green Bay and in Chicago. I mean, if there's a chance for Detroit to get a win on Minnesota, this week would be the time. But, of course, let's continue on. So, for the Vikings, their key offensive players, you know, you got Kirk Cousins, the quarterback, who's been pretty meh. I mean, he's had times where he's looked good and then times where he's looked like absolute crap, like he's been inconsistent. But every time he has a really good game, he really has a good game. So yeah, Kirk Cousins, he needs to work better on consistency. You know, Dalvin Cook has been the main identity for the Vikings this year, one of the top running backs in the league. Like, the guy's a fucking beast. Of course, you also got fullback C.J. Ham, and then you got the 3-headed receiving core of Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, and tight end Kyle Rudolph. The Vikings defense, it's not something to underestimate. It is lethal. With names like Everson Griffin, Daniel Hunter, Linval Joseph, and Shamar Stefan. Of course, linebackers Anthony Barr, Ben Jeeden, and Eric Kendricks. And the secondary with Anthony Harris, Xavier Rhodes, Harrison Smith, and Trey Waynes. Like, this defense can give you nightmares. Of course, head coach is Mike Zimmer, who is on the hot seat. Because there have been reports that the Vikings need to make the playoffs in order for Mike Zimmer to keep his job. It really depends, you know. It's going to be an interesting situation. Like, honestly, I think it's 50-50 for if Zimmer's going to be back for the Vikings next year or not. It's either he comes back or he's gone. But yeah. You know, it's really tough to say what's going to happen with Zimmer. Offensive coordinator is Kevin Stefanski, and the defensive coordinator is George Edwards. You know, Vikings have had a really solid team so far. You know, it's still early in the season, and there's still a long ways to go. And like I've said before, momentum can change on a dime in this league. Shut up, phone. I don't care. You know what? You interrupted me. What's going on? I don't care about NHL right now. If it doesn't involve the Red Wings game right now, I don't care. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about how the Vikings have been great so far this season. And there's still a long ways to go, and momentum can change on a dime in this league. So, in terms of the rankings, Vikings offense is ranked 11th. They're 25th passing the ball, but 3rd running the ball. You know, that just shows how good Dalvin Cook has been this year. You know, it's a really good run game, so defense is going to have their hands full trying to stuff the run. But, you know, Kirk Cousins, he's been inconsistent. Of course, that's why the pass game has been ranked that low. But the Vikings defense, it's lethal. Defense is ranked 5th overall, 7th against the pass, 9th against the run. So, obviously, the keys for the Lions to win this game, they gotta get as many points as possible. Like, they gotta take advantage of any opportunity they get. Like, you gotta score points. Like, you cannot win games with field goals. Like, I'll say it here. If it's 4th and goal, I say fucking go for it and try and go for 7. Because if you fail, though, and ends up being turnover on downs, hey, you then trap the Vikings in terrible field position. Like, almost into their own end zone. So, you know what? I think at this point, you gotta make a statement following that Monday night game. The best way to make a statement is to get as many points and being full-on aggressive. Like, you gotta come out of the gates winning in this game without a doubt. Like, try and get this game out of reach early. Because we've seen the Vikings being a bit inconsistent throughout the season in the early parts. Like, one week we see the offense look good, but the defense can't stop a damn thing. And then the next week we see the Vikings defense stop everything in its goddamn path and wreck everything. But then the offense can't score on a goddamn cheap hooker if their life depended on it. Like, it's been a tale of 2 different teams, and I'm like, what the fuck is this team Vikings supposed to be? I can't quite get a gauge on what their identity is. Like, is their identity the receiving trio of Diggs, Steven, and Rudolph? Is their identity supposed to be Kirk Cousins? Is their identity supposed to be the defense, or is their identity supposed to be Dalvin Cook? I can't quite get a gauge on it, you know. I think I'm gonna need to see more games to get a clear idea of what the Vikings' bread and butter truly is. All signs point to the defense, but that can change very quickly. So yeah, keys for the Lions, of course, you know, be aggressive, run the goddamn ball. Alright, run the ball. Alright, we gotta tire that Vikings defense out. Because that defense is lethal. Defensively, the Lions gotta find a way to shut down Dalvin Cook. Because we've seen Dalvin torch a lot of defenses with his runs. Like, he's no slouch. He is one of the top running backs in the league. Like, Lions gotta find a way to stuff Dalvin Cook and force Kurt to pass the ball. Of course, and find ways to shut down Diggs, Steven, and Rudolph. Like, secondary's played good all season. So can they do it again? It's just mainly the main weakness for this Lions defense has been the run defense, where they can't stop the run. Getting up too many goddamn rushing yards. Like, the Lions got to find a way to do it. Part of that, I think, has to do with, you know, the Deshaun Hand injury. I think that injury really has affected the D-line. Because Deshaun Hand's a really big part of it. So, yeah, that really plays a factor into it. Adding Mike Daniels, too. So, yeah, with some injuries the Lions have been plagued with. But, yeah. Overall, you know, I think the Lions are going to win because here's another reason why. Because the Vikings post-game celebration in the locker room, the tape for it got leaked. And during that video, Mike Zimmer said that the game against the Lions is going to be an easy W for the Vikings. Oh, Simmy boy. You think this is going to be an easy win? Considering the Lions are pissed off after what happened Monday night. And you're entering a hostile environment in Detroit following that Monday night controversy. Believe me, I'm still pissed about it. And you think this is going to be an easy win, huh? All I say is watch the Lions now blow the Vikings out after that. Because we've seen that the football gods show no mercy to that type of arrogance and treason. All I say is, Simmer, you better have a really good game plan, and you better hope the Vikings blow the Lions out Sunday to back that shit talking up. Because I feel like that's going to come back to haunt them somewhere down the line. But yeah, I think the Lions are going to this is a must-win game for the Lions without a doubt. They need to get this game badly. Like, honestly, this is a 50-50 game. I could see this going either way. I'm going to say Detroit because Minnesota has really struggled against division opponents on the road, especially the offense. Like, the offense looked like shit against the Packers and the Bears. Granted, the Bears have one of the top defenses in the league, but still, that's no excuse. So yeah, and oh, by the way, I am going to be at this game. And yes, I am vlogging, so yeah, there's no review for this game like I mentioned in the Week 6 review. No review, I'll be vlogging the game. I'll be there in person, raising hell, of course. With all my Lions brothers and sisters. So yeah, if any of you are at the game, don't feel afraid to say hi if you see me. I'll be wearing a Matt Stafford jersey because entering this game, I double-checked the stats. I think Stafford needs around 87 yards in this game just to get to be the fastest quarterback to reach 40,000 yards. Just to pad those stats. See, I'll wear the Stafford jersey just for good luck. I mean, Stafford should be able to, barring no injuries or no bullshit. But, we'll have to wait and see. You never know in the NFL. And let's just hope this time we actually get some half-decent reffing instead of some inconsistent bullshit. But, yeah. Because ref balls become a deadly disease. Anyway, I think I talked about this enough. I'm going to go Lions to win. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game. In the end, that's a tough one. The Lions need to make a statement, but that defense, Vikings defense, man, it's nothing to underestimate. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say Lions get this one. I'm going to say Lions get it 20-17. I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Going to be a defensive battle. But yeah, I think I talked about everything, gave everything, my thoughts on this game. So yeah, that's all I got to say. For anyone that's going to the game this Sunday, I'll see you all there. Hope everyone has a great day, and yeah, peace out.